everyone, welcome to our beginner yoga class. So for those who haven't done yoga before, I really urge you just to listen to your body, take it really slowly. If something doesn't feel right, I want you to pull yourself back slightly. What we are going to use in today's class is a strap. Now don't worry if you don't have a strap, just get something that is nice and firm, so a tie or a piece of rope. It doesn't necessarily have to be a yoga strap. Something with a little bit of length, but again, it doesn't have to be too long. Today's class, we're going to really focus on opening through the hips, opening through the shoulders, through stretches, and we're going to work through a little flow, but I'm going to start very beginner based. So we're going to start in a set position, so coming down onto the mat. We always begin our class with our pranayama. The pranayama translates into breath. So we take the first few moments just to settle ourselves onto the mat, into our bodies. I'm going to ask you to close down the eyes. Let the shoulders draw back and down, and just bring yourself into a natural in and out breath through the nose. Not thinking too much about the breath, and if you don't feel comfortable in a cross-leg position, you can have the legs straight out in front. You can lift the hips up with a couple of pillows, roll a couple of blankets, just to elevate. Our hips are where we tend to hold a lot of our tension, so if we can release them the best way we can, especially in this first few moments of the practice, we're going to feel a lot more open and a lot more settled into the breath. We start to bring a little more length and a little more depth to both your inhale and your exhale. I want you to bring focus into the expansion of the in-breath. So we feel the very base of the rib cage starting to open. The belly button draws away from the back of the body. We hold the breath for just a moment. And then as you start to let the breath go, the belly button draws back to the spine. The very base of the rib cage settles inward. The chest softens, and we feel the warmth of the breath. Exhale through the nose. Awareness on the movement the breath is creating in your body. I want you to bring a little focus into your body and into your alignment, your posture. We start with the sit bones. We send energy through the spine. We find a little more length as we stack each vertebrae on top of the other. The shoulders draw back and down, away from the ears, and the shoulder blades settle down into the middle of the back. We find a little more length through the neck, and we reach up and out through the crown of the head, bringing length and height into our body, keeping that awareness on the breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. We start to find strength and balance in the body by shifting to our root chakra, which is our pelvic floor. Those pelvic floor muscles we start to draw up towards our heart. That gentle shift back towards the back of the pelvis. We should feel a little more centered, a little more lifted. Allow yourself to be open yourself back into the movement of your breath. Our right ear down onto our right shoulder. Just a little upward turn of the chin, keeping the eyes closed, keeping connected with that breath. We really want to focus on the shoulders, drawing back and down. And we find length right through the left side, the neck, down the shoulder. The left fingertips start to walk to the left edge of the body. And we just create a little connection with the tip of the fingers on the floor. And we start to feel that stretch lengthen down the arm, down through the fingertips, and connecting into the earth. And you can stay here if you're getting enough stretch. You don't have to go any further. Otherwise, we're going to take that right arm and we're going to wrap it all the way up and over. So we're going to take the fingertips of the right hand and reach down towards the jawline. We're not pulling with the arm, we're just using the weight of the forearm on the head. Remember, we've got that little upward turn of the chin, so we're not crunching the chin into the chest. Releasing through that right arm. We're going to take the chin down towards the chest here. So slowly let the chin come forward. Just place the hands back onto the lap, shoulders draw back and down. Releasing the spine and the skull here. We're going to curl the shoulders forward. So we round through the shoulders, pull the center of the spine back. Tuck the pelvis under and start to feel the whole back of the body open here. Tuck the chin a little deeper into the chest. And we're not tipping from the hip, we're pulling back. We take our sit bones, we draw them back. The rib cage starts to search towards the front of the room. Shoulders gently squeeze back towards one another, and our chest, our chin, and our eye gaze is going to search for the ceiling. Realign the spine, bring yourself back to center, and just soften that left ear onto the left shoulder. So coming back into that close eye, back into your breath. We start to walk the right hand just to the edge of the body, creating a little more length here, and it's very, very light with the fingertips on the floor. Little upward turn of that chin. And again, you can stay here, you don't have to go any further. Otherwise, you're going to take that left arm, reach all the way up. Fingertips search for the jawline. We're just resting that forearm on the head. Again, we're not pulling down with the arm whatsoever. Just using the weight of the arm. Releasing that left arm. Slowly lift the head back to center. Bring the chin back down towards the chest. Round through the body, tuck as we go, really pull the belly button in, let the shoulders open, tuck that chin up into the chest. Beautiful release right through the back of the body. Tilt the sit bones back, bring the rib cage forward. A gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades here as we open chin, chest, eye gaze, search. And we're going to inhale, take the hands overhead. We exhale, just release the hands down think about the thumbs drawing back and behind, opening through the front of the body. Inhale, work through that up phase. Exhale, release, thumbs draw back, open that chest. We're going to take one more deep breath in. As we exhale, we rotate through to the right side of our body. Left hand presses against the outside of the leg. Inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, I want you to rotate through your waistline. So that's the very base of the ribs. Try and keep the hips and the knees facing forward. And we give our body that gentle massage, all those vital organs, starting to release any toxins. Shoulders draw back and down. Inhale, find more height through the crown. Exhale, find that rotation. One more full breath here. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to wrap it round. So come back to the front, wrap the hands around, grab the fingertips here, send the knuckles down towards the floor behind you. So you can either be in an open gate position, or if you have a little more mobility through the shoulders, you might bring the palms together and squeeze the elbows towards one another behind. Press the knuckles down. Think about the chest and the heart opening to the ceiling. So we find that space through the front of the body. And again, you can stay here, you don't have to go any further. Otherwise, we start to lift the pinkies away from the back of the body even more. Keep length through the spine. We're going to start to just hinge from the hip ever so slightly. You might release the arms if this is a little too much on the shoulders. Coming as far forward as you can, keeping the sit bones grounded. We tuck the head. We lift the knuckles towards the ceiling. You might come into a more open gate to add more opening through the shoulders. Thumbs come back to the sit bones. We flatten the spine. Take your eye gaze forward. We lift ourselves up. Take that nice deep inhale. We find height. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. And exhale, really working with that breath. Inhale, we're going to rotate through to the other side. So gentle release, take that right hand to the outside. Try and maintain center on those sit bones, lift up. And then as we exhale, beautiful deep twist through that rib cage. Now remember, just working with your body, move your body to where it feels good. And we never want to push past that uncomfortable feeling. So at any point, if something doesn't feel right, just bring yourself back slightly. Work our way into it. One more full breath here. Keep the belly drawn in. Right hand wraps around. Grab the left fingertips here. Press those knuckles down. Open right up. And remembering, you can stay here. You don't have to go any further. You can start to lift those thumbs up and away. We hinge from the hip. This is that next step. Only move if it feels good. Crown of the head tucks under, chin to chest. Flatten through the spine. Thumbs to hips. Now we're going to lift just halfway up. Release the fingertips and bring yourself forward. Lengthen right out here. We're going to draw the chin up into the chest, round the back. Slide the fingers along your mat as you bring yourself up. Roll the shoulders at the very top. Restack, realign the body, and bring yourself back to center. Finish that warm up with a nice deep inhale. Exhale down through to heart center. We're going to work into our lower body now. The upper body should feel nice and open. We're going to grab our strap or our rope or our tie, anything that you have. Now what I'm going to ask, if you have a block, we're going to place it in under our sit bones. If you don't have a block, maybe a couple of books or a couple of pillows, you can roll up some towels just to elevate the hips a little more. That's going to get into the hip socket and into the back of the legs. So if it doesn't feel comfortable, if you prefer to be grounded, please make sure you do that. We're going to bring our legs straight out in front of us. So even just having the legs straight in an elevated position is going to open through the back of the legs straight away. And we're going to do a couple of different movements that are actually fascia release. So fascia is the connective tissue that runs around the body, and it's kind of what holds us in place. So if you start to get this little tingling feeling up the body, it's just the fascia releasing slightly, and it's the feeling we want. So it's completely normal. But again, remember, we listen to the body and we never push past that uncomfortable phase. We're going to take our strap or whatever we got, we're going to place it around the balls of the feet. Now if you need to bend the knees for this part, please bend the knees. Otherwise we're just going to soften through the legs. Make sure that the muscles are away from the sit bones. So we want to have the pelvis in the right alignment. Draw the shoulders back and just bring yourself so that you're in an upright L position here. Pull the belly in, take a nice deep in-breath. And as you exhale, we're going to pull gently. So we're just going to bend the elbows, keep the chest elevated, and we're going to tip from the hip. So what we want to avoid is curving of the back. So everything we do is from our hip joint. And you might stop there and think there is no way I'm going any further, and that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, we're going to use our breath. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, you might walk a little further down the strap. And again, just depending on your flexibility, on your mobility, to how far you move. But the moment you find the body starting to round and curl, I want you to bring yourself back a level. Inhale, I might get you just to flick that music down a little bit, bro. Thanks. Those dramatic drums are quite loud. Inhale and exhale. So again, just depending, you might be able to grab your feet. If you can grab your feet, definitely go there. But remember, we don't want to compromise our alignment or our technique for advancement. And that's really, really important through yoga. Alignment and technique is key to everything. It's how we create flexibility, and it's how we create strength in the body by doing it correctly. And avoiding injuries, of course. In, belly button walks a little further down the body and out. We should really start to feel that depth happening in the back of the legs. Up into the lower back, the back of the rib cage. Beautiful back body stretch here. And then wherever you have landed, we're just going to stay here for a moment. I want you to really think about drawing the toes back now. Press the heels forward, draw the toes back. That should automatically deepen that stretch. We're then going to keep our torso in this position. We're not going to move, but we're going to let go of our strap or let go of the feet. And just let the elbows hang directly in underneath the shoulders. This is where I'm going to let you round out your back. Now this is where we come into a connective tissue release, and you get a really tingling, fuzzy feeling created in the body. You're going to take your chin, and as slow as you possibly can, we're going to inhale. We're going to exhale, start to draw the chin into the chest. It's a really slow movement. Pull the toes back at the same time. And I want you to create a lollipop shape with your upper body. So the shoulders start to round forward. We start to really create a rounded upper body. which is what we were avoiding in the beginning. And you want to think about the crown of the head searching up the thighs. And we should feel this tingling feeling from the soles of our feet, up the back of the legs, right up through each sides of the spine, right to the third eye between the eyebrows. And I want you to just release. Now, it's not a normal feeling, it's a quite uncomfortable sensation, but I want you to breathe into it. Let the shoulders round. With each exhale, tuck and deepen a little more. I know. That's our connective tissue releasing. It's not just the muscles in our body. We're allowing blood flow to completely flood the body here. What if it's not going past your bottom? Tuck a little bit more. So round, draw up a little higher. Yeah, draw up, pull back a little more. Yeah. Feel it now? Yeah, pull back a little bit more. If it's not going past your bum, draw back. So create like a P shape, a capital P. We're going to stay for 2 more full breaths. In and out. Slow the breath right down. 1 more. In. Keep the toes really drawn back and out. And now we're slowly going to remove ourselves. Now really slowly, we're going to push the sit bones back. Flatten from the belly button, the rib cage. Draw the shoulders back. Take your eye gaze to your toes. Flatten your spine. And then from the hip, we slowly sit back up. And you might feel like you're feeling a little dizzy through the body. Take a nice deep breath in. How do we feel, all right? Exhale, down to heart. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Staying elevated on that block. Just let the knees open here. And we're going to open our feet like a book. So our thumbs come onto the balls of the feet, hands wrap around. We open those feet as much as we possibly can. Draw the shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to think about your elbows searching back to the creases of your hips. So they search back as we bring the chest forward. Our sit bones actively turn backwards. So you want your sit bone to lift up and behind you here. Really opening into that hip. Now if you have hip issues, bring the legs slightly forward, or even a little bit wider, or you could come back into a more wider forward fold. Lifting right up. So we're keeping a flat spine again. So we're working through those couple of different movements. We're going to take the elbows a little wider now, so we've drawn them back, and then we're going to search them out. So we're going to slide them along the inner thighs. We're opening those feet like a book, so you can see the soles, and then we're going to take a gentle press down with the elbows. The back is remaining as flat as we possibly can. So what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to get our chest as close to the soles of the feet as we can, not our head. We inhale and exhale. Taking 1 more full breath in. We're then going to start to walk the elbows towards the fronts of the shins. This is where I'm going to let you come into that rounded body again. So we start flat, we curl, and this time you're thinking about the crown of the head coming into the soles of the feet here. So just letting the body tuck right in and under. Flatten through the spine. Look back towards the front of the mat. Use your elbows, a gentle press against the shins as you try and search a little further forward. And then bring yourself up. Nice and slow. Well done. We're going to remove the block out from underneath the body. We're going to come down. or the pillows. If you want to stay elevated, you can. We're then going to take the legs out a little wider. Now, if you need to, if you're really feeling the body come into a rounded position, I want you to take the strap around the feet here, or whatever you've got, just to add a little more movement. Now you might need to bring the legs in, that'll help you pull forward. Otherwise your hands can come behind you. So again, it just depends on your mobility, your flexibility. If you don't need the strap, you don't have to use it. So we're going to take the hands forward or onto our straps, find that nice long body, pull the toes back. That's it, so flex the feet, inhale. Now we're down on the ground, we should feel a little more open through the back of the body, or the back of the legs, and we're just going to let the body start to draw forward. Now if you've got your strap, just a gentle pull on the strap to bring yourself forward. Otherwise you can start to settle between the hips. You might have a couple of cushions. You might rest your elbows on if you get to that spot where you're like, you know what, that feels good enough for me, that's where I'm going to stay. You might rest your chin. You might rest your forehead. But what we want to do is we want to maintain as flat back as we can. So you know the old-fashioned pancake? They used to call it the pancake. That's what we want. So we're walking the body through the hips. We're not just trying to ram the nose into the floor. The first thing that should come down is the belly button. Then the chest, then the chin. So the last thing to touch the floor should be our chin. Really trying to walk the body through, shoulders are back and down. And again, everything we do, we search forward. So we're reaching towards the front of our mat as far forward as we can. Really pull those toes back, deepening into the hips, the back of the legs. One more full breath in. As you exhale, one more release. And then we're going to round ourselves. Slowly drag as we bring ourselves back up. And reset the body. I'm going to get you to bring your left leg in. So just your left leg. Now if you've got a tie or a piece of rope, you're going to just create a little knot around your foot. If you have a strap, you're just going to take a single thread through the right foot. So all you want to do is create a loop so that it will go over the foot here. Now if you have something that is quite short, you're going to really feel this stretch. You have something with a little bit more length, you have a little bit more leeway here. So we're going to come into a beautiful side body stretch where we're going to leave this session about 2 centimeters taller. We're going to take our left arm and we're going to come as high as we can. So straight up here. So if you've got something a little bit shorter, you'll find you'll be in a slightly more side body stretch straight away, which is completely fine. But what I want you to aim for is drawing the elbow backwards. Now if you've got a straight arm, we're going to take our right arm to the inside of the right leg. We're then going to turn the body to the left knee. So we turn and we want the left back of the hand to fall as far back as we possibly can. So we're opening through the chest here. Now if you can do this with your arm, then you need to move further down your strap. We want to get to the stage so you take your hand further down so that when you pull back, your arm can't go any further. But we've got as straight as we possibly can. We draw the knee down, we draw the hip down, and we're trying to open the front of the ribs and the chest to the ceiling. So we're using that right elbow, press against the inside of the leg. So we should feel that right through the chest. If you can't, work further down your strap. We're then going to grab our strap with our right hand. See, grab the strap with the right hand here. Let the strap fall behind. We're going to reach down the strap even further. So you might bring the elbow forward, that's fine. You can bring the elbow forward. We're then going to lift the elbow as high as we can. Yep, so let the strap go with the right arm. Lift the elbow as high as you can and try and thread yourself through. And can we all, I want you to reply, can you all feel that down, that side body? Yep. Use your right elbow. I do have an audience here, so when I say that, there are people.
We're in pain.
Pull that elbow right back. The knee and the hip pull down, and I want you to breathe into your left side of the body. So I want you to expand that left rib cage for me. Those intercostal muscles are just opening, find depth, and add more rotation with each exhale. One more full breath here. We're going to bring the left elbow down. Ooh. Slowly bring yourself up. Well done. We're going to turn the body towards that right leg. We're going to keep the left hand on the strap. Our right hand's just going to sit behind us here and try and turn as much as you can. And we're going to pull the center of the body back. Now again, depending on your mobility, you might be able to grab the foot to do this. Otherwise, just holding onto the strap, you might give it a little twist so you've got more grip. And then you're going to actively pull back. And I want you to pull back up on a diagonal. So we're pulling back and we should feel that underneath the shoulder blade and going right down the back of the erector muscle, which runs along the left side of the spine. A little external rotation of that left shoulder. So we're trying to open the chest slightly towards the front of the body. And we're trying to look underneath that left armpit at the same time. One more full breath. Drop the shoulder. Flatten. Look up. Release as we sit. Well done. From here, we're going to lengthen out. Sorry about that. So we're going to cross. So you don't have to worry about your strap. You can take it off if you like. We're then going to cross the right leg all the way over the left here. Hug in nice and tight. And if you can, we're then going to take the left foot across to the right a little more. Beautiful. We're going to wrap all the way down so that the fingertips run down along the thigh. And we're going to move the rib cage to the outside. So we're going to pull back and move around. Grab the wrist for a little bit of an extra pull in. And you should feel that come down into the back side. And then just look off your right shoulder. Now if you want a little bit more again, you can tuck that bottom leg under if you like. And make sure both sit bones are drawn to the ground. So I'm just working through the different levels. We can then take our right hand behind and move the left elbow in front, pressing the knees a little further over the top of each other, extending the arm down to the mat, lifting up, and then external rotation away from the legs. So we've got both sit bones grounded. We're trying to get the knees stacked as far across one another as possible. Lifting up. Slowly releasing the arm, bring yourself back to center. shift your weight, and we're going to unravel the legs. Bringing ourselves back out and tucking that right leg in. So we're going to create that loop shape. If you've lost it, recreate it, pop it over. So we've got two sides, which means we've got to do the other side. Right hand, we find palm pressing straight up. Left hand, we press to the inside. Take a deep breath in. We start to open towards the right knee. So we turn, we turn, we turn. We drop the palm of that right arm back. Now remember, if you have the ability to do full rotation, you need to go a little further down your strap. Means you'll come into more side body stretch, and then we take the back of the hand back. But if you can still flip the shoulder, you need to work closer to the foot. Try and turn the rib cage. Try and turn the chest towards the ceiling. And we want to get to a point where the arm cannot collapse backwards. So just keep working down the strap until the arm can't collapse back. We're sending breath into that right side body. Think about those intercostal muscles. So they're the muscles that run between the rib cage, expanding and opening. We're going to grab the strap with our left hand, drop it behind the head. We're going to reach a little further down the strap. So as far down as you can, your elbow is pointing up. Elbow is up. You might be a little higher, you don't have to be so low. Use your left elbow, press against the inside of the leg, and you almost want to thread yourself through your body. So coming in, open, try and pull your elbow back behind. And again, that breath is being sent right into that sideline. Two more full breaths in. Relax on the exhale, let go. One more. We bring the elbow down. We collapse to the floor. We flatten as we lift ourselves up. We're going to turn our body a little deeper into the leg. So the hips turn, and we're going to reach down the strap. Now, depending on where your body can go, you might grab the foot, you might rotate, wrap the hand around, and then you're going to pull back. So we're going to send back on a diagonal, back behind here. Tuck the chin into your chest, open right into the back of the shoulder blade. And then we're going to start to open, so we want to lift that right shoulder slightly up. So we've got just a little rotation happening here as we open up. Pull back with that left hand. Chin is up into the chest, and we're just looking underneath that right armpit. One more full breath. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Exhale. Flatten the spine. Recenter to the foot. Lift yourself up. Unravel. We're going to lengthen out the right leg. Now you can take the strap off if you need to. And we're going to take the left leg over the top. So we come right in. Now you can stay here. You don't have to go any further. You might shift and take the foot slightly out, and you might flip it in underneath into a cross leg position. We're going to wrap the right arm. So try and get the crease of the elbow around the knee. The fingertips run down the edge of the leg. Grab the wrist, pull the elbow in. And we're going to try and get this right rib cage to the outside of the leg. So we move back and around. Take your eye gaze back over the shoulder, and try and press your left bum cheek down into the ground. So that next level, remember, is to tuck you might just stay here. You might choose to try and cross the legs even more. Take the hand to the outside of the leg. Fingertips point down to the floor. Again, we're moving to the outside of the leg without shifting the bum cheek off. And adding a deeper rotation here. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Exhale, just add a little more twist without that left bum cheek lifting. Take your time, bring yourself back. We're going to unravel the legs and we're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So just nice and slowly. We're going to finish with just a really nice slow flow. Again, finishing into those hips, into the back a little bit more. So bring the hands in underneath the shoulders and I want you to turn the creases of your elbows towards your fingertips as far forward as you can. We're going to lift up and out of the arms. So we want to pull up without curling. Lift up is called an active press. What happens when we collapse between our shoulders? We put a lot of unwanted pressure into our wrist here. So I want you to pull up and out of the hands. Belly button draws to spine. The knees are hip width apart and we keep our body stacked and aligned here. Give the bum a little squeeze. Pull the belly button up. Start to round into your beautiful cat pose. So open into the back as if someone's trying to pull you off the floor and you're trying to press your hands down and pull up at the same time. Let the rib cage come down. Turn your tailbone, your chest and your eye gaze up. And again, we eliminate that collapse. We pull up and out of the arms. So let's work with breath. Inhale, roll. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it a little wider than our mat. So you should be facing your mat. Take it off the mat. So you'll face this way on your mat. So you'll take your hand off it. We're then going to take our left hand and we're going to thread under the right. And we want roughly the left shoulder to be in line with the right knee as we come down. So we're going to place the back of the head and the shoulder on the floor. And we're going to turn so our eye gaze is lifting towards the ceiling. We're pressing through that right arm to add rotation. Now you can stay here. You don't have to go any further. This can be where you sit and stay. If you would like a little bit more, you're going to walk your fingertips of your right hand overhead. So you're walking along the floor, you're reaching your arm overhead, nice and long. So you'll feel a beautiful side body stretch happen here. So this is your level 2. Level 3, you might take your fingertips to the ceiling, straight up. And then wrap the arm around and reach for the left inner thigh. So these are your 3 different levels. Just stay with what feels good. Release the top arm if you've got it. Bring it back to the floor next to your eye gaze. Press through the right palm, release the left arm, and search the left arm for the ceiling. So we come all the way up. Bring the hand back to the floor. Inhale. Inhale, pull up. That's just my husband trying to call me twice. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to take the left hand out. Right arm reaches And then we're going to thread underneath. So take the shoulder in line with the left knee, turn onto the back of the head. So this is your level 1. Try and keep even weight through hips and knees here. Alignment. Level 2, the left fingertips walk along the floor. They reach all the way overhead. You're looking underneath that armpit. And then level 3, we reach for the ceiling and we wrap around, reaching for the right inner thigh. Fingertips surge back to the sky. We come back down in line with the eye gaze. And we're going to unthread the right arm and reach it all the way up and around. So we're going to come up to the ceiling, opposite direction. From here, we then reach the right hand out to the front of our mat. Turn around. Keep the hips stacked, lengthen the arms. Now, if you would like, you can place a cushion or something underneath your chest. We're going to drop the armpits and the chest down without sitting back on the heels. So stay hips over knees, coming into our puppy dog pose. Releasing into the back of the shoulder, back of the rib cage. Remember, you can place something underneath your chest to make it a little less intense. Press through those fingertips. Come halfway up, shift your weight forward, and come down onto your belly. Beautiful. So we're going to take those elbows in underneath the shoulders, and we're going to bring our hands into prayer here. Draw the shoulders back, and all we want to think about doing is pulling the belly button towards our thumbs. Extend through the legs, squeeze the bum, and then take the eye gaze up. So the feet are roughly hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, just opening. Now you can stay here, you don't have to go any further. You might release, bring the hands back in underneath the rib cage. Draw the elbows in, and you might just lift halfway up. So coming into a little baby cobra, and then releasing down. So inhale, lift up. You might lift a little higher, and then exhale, release, come down. Inhale, draw up. Again, keeping those elbows drawn in, just finding your height. Exhale, release. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. In. And out. Last one. In. And out. And we're going to take our time, we're going to lift our hips up and back onto our heels. We're going to draw up. If you like, placing a cushion underneath the back of the hips as we set ourselves back. Keeping the shoulders drawn back and down, let the third eye rest into the mat. And we're just going to incorporate a little bit of flow, a little bit of movement to release before we come into the final stages of our practice. We're going to take a nice deep in-breath and we're going to round, create cat pose as we come forward. You might drop onto your elbows if you need to here. Otherwise, we're going to lower ourselves down slowly. Roll the shoulders back, pull the belly button in. We're going to inhale to lift just to your height. We exhale, release. Inhale, let's lift the hips up and back onto the heels. And exhale as we send back. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, round, create cat pose. Drop to your elbows if you need to. Otherwise, exhale, lower, tuck the elbows into the body. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, move back. Beautiful, just 1 more. Inhale, slow the breath down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pull back. We're going to come up nice and high onto our knees. So come all the way up for me. And we're going to take our hands into our back pockets. Bring the knees in underneath the hips. And what I want you to do is think about opening through the front of the body. So we squeeze the elbows together, draw the shoulders back, and we're just going to take our eye gaze up. So again, we're going to work through a few different levels here. And I want you to stop when your body tells you to. So just a gentle press forward, and it's not about arching the back, it's about creating space through the front of the body, elongating the neck. Now you might stay here supported. You might be able to come down a little deeper towards the heels. You might decide to bring the hips down, bring the hands onto the floor, and open up this way too. So there's lots of different levels. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, create space from one tip of the shoulder to the other, and then just let the head start to draw back. Press the hips forward, squeeze the bum. You might be up here. If the hands are down on the heels, we're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to release, sit the hips back. Reach the arms forward. Little release, counter stretch. Come back nice and high up onto the knees, just nice and gently. We're going to take our left foot forward. Left foot comes forward. We want the knee directly over the ankle here. And we're just going to soften the hips forward and down. So just opening. You might take a couple of blocks or something either side of you to add a little bit of height if you need to. You can take your left hand, right hand onto the knee. Lift up, just opening through that hip flexor here as much as you possibly can. Right arm is going to reach straight up overhead. Pull the thumb back, draw the shoulders back and down the body. Using that left arm, we press against the inside of the leg, and we're just going to follow the thumb of the right hand, and we're going to open backwards. So you turn the palm to the right, so just opening right back. Use that left arm, press against the inside of the knee. Bring yourself all the way back up, recenter, shift your weight back, bring the knees together nice and easy. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. Let's take that right leg forward. Take the hands onto the knee if you need. And make sure that the knee is directly over the ankle. Tuck the hips under. So we want to eliminate the bum being up. Drop as deep as you can here. Breathe. You can stay here, you don't have to go any further. Otherwise, the left arm comes up. Pull the thumb back, open the chest to the ceiling. Again, you can stay here. Otherwise, we press the inside of the right hand against the inside of the leg. We follow the thumb with the eye gaze as we search back. The palm turns out away from the midline of the body. Take your time as we bring ourselves back up. Recenter. We're just going to finish one last position. So we're going to bring the hands to the floor, tuck the back toe under, and I want you to take your time just to bring the feet together here. Let the body fold, release the heels. Take the hands into the opposite elbow. So this is called our ragdoll. Really great position to release any anxieties, release any stress. You're just going to take a little rock side to side. Shifting here. Think about the chin growing to the chest, and then just let the body hang.
Taking those fingertips to the shins, we're going to flatten, lift the spine halfway up. Draw the shoulders back. Let the body fold, bend the knees, flatten the back, and just take an inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down through to heart center. Take a little breath here. Inhale, find that height. Exhale, big forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, this time you're just going to step the right foot back. Bring the feet back together. Knees come to the floor. Sit back onto those heels. We're going to take our time and bring ourselves onto our back, just nice and gently. And we're going to use either our block or a pillow, whatever you have that's handy. And what I want you to do is we're going to place it underneath the upper part of the body. So where the very base of our shoulder blades are, here, we're going to place either a pillow or a rolled up towel, anything just on the base of the rib cage here. So not up between the shoulder blades, just a little bit lower, but not in the arch of the back. So as you come down, you're going to feel this beautiful release into the upper body. So just place your towel, whatever you have, underneath, and then you're going to let the crown of the head fall back. So just a mini inversion where the heart is higher than the head here, supported fish pose. We're going to either lengthen the legs straight out or bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out. Our arms can then come back in a cactus-like shape. Back of the palms to earth. And we're going to close down the eyes and bring ourselves back into that breath. Now you can stay in this position for as long as you like. Just focusing on that expansion of the inhale and softening release of the exhale. Letting the eyes become heavy in the eye sockets. We unclench the jaw. Let the cheeks soften against the cheekbones. And if you wish to come out of this position and into your Shavasana, you can simply roll to one side, remove the block, and then just bring yourself flat to the earth. Letting the arms come down by your body at a 45 with the palms facing up. Lengthening the legs out along the mat. Letting the toes turn out away from the midline of your body. These final few moments of our practice is our Shavasana.
and it is the most important part of our practice. Shavasana asks you to come into a place of stillness. It asks you to quiet the mind, quiet the body, bring yourself into your breath, into the movement and the life that our breath gives to the body. Here it asks you to find gratitude. Gratitude into the movement you were just able to create with the body. The flexibility and the strength, the mobility that you gained. Here it asks you just to bring gratitude into yourself. So as you settle back into the full expansion of your inhale, I want you to bring a little focus into the beat of your heart. I want you to use the breath to slow the heart rate down. We find a little more length and a little more depth to both your inhale and your exhale. I ask you to surrender to your out-breath. Allow the muscles to completely melt away from the bones. Feel the body connect deeply with the earth beneath you. We start to bring ourselves into a sense of weightlessness. Our yamas and niyamas are our yoga's ethical practice. Santosha is one of our niyamas, and it translates into gratitude. Right now is the time to focus on gratitude, or santosha. Gratitude has a way of opening the heart to compassion and love. Fostering gratitude in our lives can help us to feel happier and more spiritually balanced. The result of contentment is total happiness. The happiness we get from acquiring possessions is only temporary. If we need to continually find new possessions to sustain this sort of happiness, there is no end to it. But true contentment leads to total happiness and bliss. Santosha is the experience of unconditional happiness, a state that allows us to find contentment in any situation. If we depend on objects or activities for our happiness, like chocolate, food, wine, shopping, napping, or even sticking to poses we love and can do, we will constantly be searching outward of ourselves. Contentment or unconditional happiness is independence from external conditions. Contentment is learning to embrace what is right in front of you and to stop yearning for what is missing in your life. As we settle into this new way of living, our new life, try to carry this principle of santosha into your life off the mat. Allow yourself to experience true happiness, even as you are faced with challenges. Remember that by contentment, supreme joy can be gained.
As we lie here with our eyes closed, and we allow ourselves to bring ourselves into a state of relaxation, I ask you to slow the breath down even more. I want you to bring your attention back into your heart. And for these last few moments, I want you to take the time to think of all the things in your life that you are grateful for. As you think of all of these things that you are grateful for, start to experience the warmth that gratitude brings into your heart. For us, there is so much to be grateful for. And this feeling of gratitude brings even deeper feelings of love, compassion, and understanding. So as we come into the final moments of our practice, I'm going to leave you with these feelings, bringing focus into the breath and into the warmth of your heart. Starting to bring awareness back into your body. We take a gentle wriggle of toes and fingers. And slowly start to reawaken the senses. And as you come into your next in-breath, you're going to reach the hands overhead and stretch fingertips right through to toes. We lengthen. Taking the time, drawing the knees into the body, and give yourself a well-deserved hug here. A gentle squeeze, a little rock side to side. Just allow your body to fall to one side and stay here for a moment, keeping the eyes closed down. In your own time, we're going to bring ourselves up into a seated position. Just bringing height back into the body, drawing your shoulders back and down, and finishing your practice with the last few breaths. We inhale, find that height. We exhale to heart center. Taking one more full breath in. As we exhale back into our day, we bring gratitude into our lives for everything that we do have. We find our third eye. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me here in this morning's Yoga Flow class. Please, if you have any questions, make sure you pop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear where you're all tuning in from, so make sure you pop in where you're from, hashtag replay if you're coming back to this a little later. Thank you all so much. I hope you stay well, and we'll see you next time. Bye.